You guys have to understand that when I, for example, go and do a public speaking event, I leave my nice beautiful portraits so that you can see it, which is a massive sign saying my Instagram name, although I leave some business cards on the floor as well. And you have to understand that 99.99.99.99% of the people in the planet will look at my portrait and my promotion there, although they'll never pick up my business cards. And why is that? You have to understand that if they go and pick up my business card also, I promise you they're one step closer to Jesus. You understand? Because what that says is I support you. I love you. You are very kind. And as soon as they pick up my business card and they see my portrait, or else that's what they're saying. Or else they're saying, you're kind, I love you, you're amazing. And now if they come up to me and give me some money, I promise you they're the same as those people who pick up the business cards. You understand? So you have to understand that 1% of the world is going to be the ones, or let's just say 0.00001% of the world is going to come and give you some money for your performance. And I need you to be that aspect of life who understands that when somebody is doing a street performance, you go give them some money. You understand? Or you don't have to give them some money. You go and give them your business card. You can do that too. Although understand this, that if those people around you are not giving you money and they're not picking up your business card, although they see your portrait and your promotion with your portrait, which is a large sign, you have to understand that those people are unaware and not interested in you at all. Although I promise you that the ones that are interested in you, will go and check out your promotion. So the best aspect of life right now is understand this, that those who come up to you and give you money personally about your street performance are the wisest ones out of all of them. You understand? Because you're giving and you're receiving some money, although you never asked for the money. And now that's how money comes. You give the service first, and then they'll drop $5 in your pocket. You understand? And you don't have to ask at all. You don't have to be the one who has a guitar case on the floor with full of coins in it. You don't have to be that type of individual, because Jesus will never do that. Or Jesus will stand on the street or somewhere in life and will just public speak. And then you can go into Jesus' pocket and place $100 in his pocket. Or that's a rich mindset. Or that's somebody who's very spiritual about what you're doing. I promise you now, those people who go up to you and would love to take a photo with you, or need to take a photo with you, you have to understand that those people are the same people who are also the ones giving you something. You understand? So realize that the ones who give you $1 or some plastic money or something for your deeds in life, and you didn't even have to ask, they're the same people who pick up your business cards, and also the same people who drop money into your pocket or take a photo with you, for example. You understand? Otherwise, that's all the same thing. And now, those people who just look at you and your business card in terms of your promotion, which is in large letters, although they never pick up the business cards, and they never give you $1, and they never take a photo with you, I promise you, they're not inspired by you. Let's just put it like that. I promise you now, that the ones who go and check you out and look at you after you've promoted your big sign that says so, I promise you, they are inspired by you. Although they're the ones who were not aware to give you some money, and were not aware to get your business card, and were not aware to have a photo with you. Although if they find you again, I promise you, if they find you doing a street performance again, and they looked at you already because you promoted yourself the first time, and then they went on your Instagram or social media to see you, they're inspired. So the next time they see you, they're more than willing and more than likely to go and grab your business card also, or take a photo with you, or give you some money this time. I promise you now, I promise you, the ones that gave you money already, you have to understand that once they see you again, you will see this. You actually gain a promotion this time. You understand? I promise you, this time, I promise you, it leads into a better way of life. And it means that somebody out there needs you to go and public speak in their events. So those people who gave you some money or took a photo with you or grabbed your business card are the ones who can go and really clearly go around those people who need you to go and public speak for them. Although you're not doing it for them. I promise you, although, that they're the ones who can connect you to people who have higher attention or who have more business leaders who are going to see you. So they're the ones who pick up your business card, and they're the ones who give you some money, and they're the ones who take photos with you. Although the ones that are looking at your big promotional sign and then they go on Instagram, promise you, that's the first step. And then they have to see you again. Promise you, once they see you again, I promise you this time, promise you, they're more likely to step into the place of giving you some money or getting your business card or having a photo with you. I promise you the next step from that point. I promise you the next step from that point is step 3. And that's where those people who gave you some money or took a photo with you or grabbed your business card, I promise you when they see you again, I promise you this time they connect you into higher realms. You understand? And this means that no matter what happens, you have to understand that even if they come up to you and speak to you, I promise you it's the same type of people. You understand? And these people are connected elsewhere. So those people who come and have a chat with you or come and grab your business card or give you some money or have a photo with you are the ones who can connect you into higher realms. Because the ones who look at you from afar and go into Instagram only and never talk to you and never give you money and never get your business card and never have a photo with you, I promise you they have to be more inspired by you. Understand? Although that's step 1. I realize that first they'll see you. You understand? And some people may grab your business card. And some people may have a photo with you. And some people will talk to you personally. And some people will also give you money or promote you in a way that they're going to have a photo with you or they're going to tape you. You understand? I'm pretty sure they're also going to tape you. So understand this, that no matter what, that there are various aspects of promotion. You understand? And the first way is have some business cards and a nice, beautiful, big promotion that says your Instagram or your social media. And now the ones that go into your, I realize they just go into your social media. I realize they have to be more inspired to go to step 2. I realize that first step, I realize the first step is they have to go into your Instagram. You understand? Promise you, that's the first step. Although the second step, where they don't have to go to Instagram, promise you that those people just skip right ahead and they start taping you. Promise you they have a, promise you they do a video of you, or they talk to you personally, or they grab your business card, or they take a photo with you. You understand? I promise you now, those are the people that are also the people who give you money. You understand? So there are 5 types of people there. And now those 5 types of people, you understand, are the ones where if they see you again, I promise you that this time, I promise you since they did that kind deed in step 2, I promise you they'll never do a step 2 again. I promise you now. That what they will do is a step 3. And it means that this time they have a group of people where they'll go and show you to a group of people. You understand? I promise you now, since this is happening, you have to understand that it's already happening. And they are the ones who are really inspiring you right now. You understand? And they're the ones who are really doing it right now. And as soon as they give you some money, realize that they're already in step 3. And they're actually promoting you. Although the ones that go and check out your Instagram, I promise you they're promoting you too, as long as you have inspiring content. Understand? So realize this, that no matter what happens in your life, you have to understand that you have to go promote yourself. And the more you do, and the more they recognize you, I realize the more they're going to love you. You understand? So realize that the foundation of promotion is to make him come your way. Understand? So when you're promoting your name somewhere, I realize that if they come to your profile page on Instagram or Facebook or wherever you're promoting yourself, I promote on Instagram and YouTube only. You have to understand that if they check you out, I promise you they're inspired by you because you never went to them. You understand? You never went to them. You never spoke to them and they're inspired by you. So if they write to you something, I promise you if they're writing to you and you don't reply, I promise you they're inspired by you. You understand? And me, I realize, and it means that they will promote you for a lifetime. I promise you now that if you're in a group of people and you leave the group when they invite you, I promise you, you are inspirational. So the whole point is when they invite you to the group, you join the group and then you leave. You understand? And as soon as you leave and they see that you leave, I promise you they're inspired by you because you never stayed their way. You understand? And that's the second level of promotion, where you understand that they're going to promote you even more now because they find out that you are much more spiritual than them. And now understand that no matter what, that all you have to do now is just go and keep on promoting yourself. You understand? I promise you from this point, you just do you. I realize although guys that when you're holding a video with your arm, I realize that you just pause the video with I realize you pause the video with your Samsung or iPhone and just make sure you have a pause function, or go grab yourself an application that can pause a video. You understand? Because that way you can connect bits and pieces of information with videos and you can make one large video from it, and it's worth it. Although understand that you also get yourself a selfie stick and just be more important in life. You have to understand now that since I do promote myself more now, you have to understand that now since I promote myself, I love myself more. And I understand that now I bring my portable speaker everywhere. And I go on the highway, for example, and I start promoting my Instagram all over the place. You understand? Because I only have an Instagram and I'll never put YouTube on it. You understand? Because they have to have Instagram to find me. And that's how I am. You understand? I don't put YouTube there. You understand? And the reason is that they can find me on Instagram and they can create an account to understand who I am. Although they can also search me up on YouTube and they'll find me, if they're smart enough to do that. You understand? Because most people will search you up. You understand? Although understand me now, that the whole point of promotion is to succeed. So the more you are in front of people, the better you are. Although I had an Asian guy come up to me and say, you must go from here because he worked hard in his restaurant and too much music play around here. You understand? I realize although that it's a free public space to play music now. You understand? And now what did I do? I left this time. I just went. Although you're not supposed to. You're not supposed to leave when other people ask you to, when the spot that you're standing on is for free. You understand? I promise you it's not illegal to stand there. You understand? Although just I realize the regular civilians and human beings who come up to you and say, you are annoying me with your music. I need you to fuck off. You understand? Because that's what I realize, that's how they are in Cabramatta, and it's an Asian town. You understand? And that's how people are. And they'll say, you need to fuck off, and you need to switch off your music because your fucking music's shit. I mean, you didn't even talk to them, and they just go up in front of your face and they say, fucking turn it off. You understand? And they're just very aggressive like that. And you're doing your street performance. And now, the more you're playing your music, while they said to shut your mouth about it, in terms of they told you to fucking switch it off and fuck off, and you're not doing that, or else they start getting arrogant now. You understand? Or they start to get arrogant, and they start to call the boys. Or they start to call the boys or the woman, and they start to gather around you to fight you, because you're not moving away from them. Although they came to you. I mean, they came your way. I mean, it's like me coming into your house and saying, I don't fucking need you here, because you're in fucking Sydney and this is my town. Understand? And that's how the World War I started. Although World War I started because of gunshots and not because of domination of land. Although World War II started because of domination of land. You understand? And that's Hitler who started in World War II. You understand? You have to understand that no matter what you understand, you have to understand that it's really that you go about it much better. So if somebody asks you to leave a free spot, such as a little child, for example, who comes and says, you wake my sister up with your stupid music. I had a little 5-year young girl at the age of 5 come up to me to say this. And she say, your fucking music is shit. You wake my sister up. And she say that her sister baby, you wake her baby up. Understand? And what did I do? I left the scene. And then I said, I mean, if that little kid told me to go jump off a bridge, would I do it? I said no. You understand? I mean, now, I realize that is exactly what she told me to do in that situation where it's a nice, beautiful, public, free spot to do a street performance. You understand? And she comes say that her little baby is sleeping in a public area where humans are. And the stupid mother doesn't recognize this because she's around people. You understand? And she brought her baby and the baby's sleeping. You understand? Although she sent her child to say something. Or she sent her child to tell me that. You understand? And now, people are like that. You go and do yourself a street performance and you'll find out very soon that somebody's going to come up to you and say, you must leave this area because your stupid music is shit, or you fucking cannot speak, and fuck off right now. Otherwise, I fucking kill you. You understand? I promise you that's how people are. You understand? Although that's not how I am. Otherwise, I am much better than people. You understand? So realize this, that what you do in a public area, in a street performance where it's for free. I mean, it's for free to be there. You can be there for eternity. You can be there all day. And pump your music in front of those restaurants where people are. I promise you, it's a public, free zone to do so. You can always do it. So what do? You make sure that they complain. Because it's a free area, you understand? To do so. And now if they complain, and they come your way, and they say, you must fuck off, you never fuck off. You never go somewhere else when somebody else told you to do. You never go somewhere else when somebody else is telling you to go somewhere. Or to do something. You don't listen to them. You understand? Although, if the police come and say it's illegal, or if they say it's illegal for you to be here, you then go. You just pick up your stuff and go, because otherwise they'll take you to prison. And they'll exert control over you. And you have to understand that those government laws are bullshit as well. I mean, let's just put it like that. I mean, they're trying to bring some order in the world with the justice system. And they say that you must not perform your public speaking event anywhere in these areas because they do not own it. You understand? Although, you have to understand that they're making rules up. I mean, they're making rules up because somebody else complained. I mean, when people complain, I mean, what happens is that certain areas become banned. I mean, you are not allowed to go over there because that's where they made it illegal to do so. You understand? And they take away your freedom like that. And now people are always going to complain. So what they're doing is that the more people complain, or else the more they make these laws around town. You understand? They start to make these laws and they start to control people because of it. You understand? And that's not the way either. Or else what the way is Jesus. And the Ten Commandments. And that's the best law because people are going to keep complaining. And when they complain, more freedom is taken away from them. You understand what I mean? So that's why you see the governments putting people into a 9-to-5 job right now. And taking away their freedom because people are complaining. I mean, they're complaining for no reason. I mean, they're complaining about money. I mean, they're complaining about Jesus. I mean, they're complaining about information. I mean, they're complaining about the internet. I mean, they're complaining about the phone. I mean, they're complaining about everything. And what's happening is more and more people, in terms of those who are in the government regulations and the justice system and the presidential ship, in terms of the presidents and the politics, are making up all these rules so that you have no freedom anymore. Understand? That's what's happening. Although you just have to put up for it for 200 years and more. Understand? I mean, I don't know how long you'll live up to this world, although you're going to have to put up with it. Understand? Because that's what they're doing. And that's the kind of law that they set out in life. I realize, although, I understand that I do have a nice, beautiful air condition that's going on, so I'll hear it back in this video to understand how that really goes with my video. You have to understand that no matter what, I understand that I switched it off now because I understand it's a much better way to do so. So understand that when you go and do a street performance and a little girl says, "You wake up my baby, you wake up my sister," and she's crying, and she wake up because of your shit music. I mean, a 5-year young girl. I mean, she's not old. Although, understand, you just say, "You have to go away from me because I love you, although I understand that this is a free public zone and you can call the cops on me right now. I mean, just escalate, please. Although understand that no matter what, that you never leave the spot that you're in. You understand? Because you don't let other people govern you for free. Because if you do that, I promise you life is not worth living. I promise you, if you're promoting yourself for free and somebody comes and stabs you because you're doing it, I promise you life is not worth living. I promise you now, I already see that life is not worth living because I see it in Jesus. I see it in George Floyd, who got killed by 3 police officers about his freedom in life. You understand? I promise you, when they take away your freedom fully, I promise you they'll kill you. You understand? And that's when the world's not worth living. Understand? Although when they kill you, I promise you, you have a better world. And understand that you never feel sympathy about this world because it's not worth feeling sorrow for. You don't feel sorrow for Jesus. You don't feel sorrow for Jesus. You help Jesus. Because those people who feel sorrow for Jesus are going to be the ones who are losing. Understand? Because they really in conviction of Jesus and they hate Jesus because they're feeling sorry for him. And if you're feeling sorry for me, you're making me look like a fool. You understand? You are very right and you're very wrong about everything. You understand? Because that's what sorrowful people do. They mourn about you. Get away from me. Look at you. You look poor. You understand? I'm not poor. Although, guess what? You never mourn. For mourning is sorrow. And it's called sympathy. It's called crying about somebody. Because they're so sad. You're crying for me all the time. Why are you crying for me? Why are you so depressed over me? You don't have to be depressed over Jesus. You don't have to be depressed over your son or anybody in life. So don't mourn, please. Do not mourn and do not feel sympathy for my life. Do not cry and do not be upset for me. Because being upset is mourning. You get it? I don't need those people around me. Jesus doesn't need that around him. Understand? I don't need you to I don't need you to cry for Jesus. I don't need you to cry for anybody in life because it's just immature. You understand? So what do? You're going to promote yourself every single day. Understand? You promote yourself and you make sure you go on the street and do it. And go on highways and do it. And lift up your name in the air. I promise you, if you cannot lift up your name in the air, you're not worthy. Understand? Although you are worthy, although prove it. Prove that you can lift your name with a sign when cars are on the highway. And just lift and be on your own. Because nobody else cares for you. Understand? Because guess what? I'll never be there for you. I'm doing it for you. Understand? I will say this now, that you were never there for me when I was lifting up my name on the highway. So I'll never be there for you either. Let's just put it like that. Let's just go mano a mano about that. In a way that you understand that I'll never fight you. Although you understand that no matter what, that you're going to go do it for yourself. Because I'll never do it for you. You'll never do it for me either. So that's how it goes. Jesus will not walk your steps. You must walk Jesus' steps though. You understand? Because if you don't walk Jesus, you'll never live a life. I promise you, if you don't understand Jesus, you'll never understand life. I promise you, if you don't learn about Jesus, you'll never understand life. You understand? I promise you, if you don't learn about me, you'll never understand life. You understand? I'm just as important as Jesus now. I am Jesus now. Although understand that no matter what, that if your arrogance gets in the way and you say, who do you think you are? You believe you're Jesus? You believe that? You now listen to me. You have to understand that no matter what, you have to learn and grow either way. I understand that no matter what, I made $7 just doing I made $7 doing me and promoting my music on the street, and I love it because I understand something different. I promise you now, if you have no music production skills, although you can talk, for example, or you may be able to do something else. And let's just put it, so I can do music production on the streets with a pad. I can do it with my phone. and I can make all these sounds with my phone. You understand? I just bring a portable speaker and I can DJ on the street. I promise you, if you're not able to do that, I'm already winning more. I can do music production and DJ on the street, and also public speak on the street. I can also do some fighting on the street, and I can do also comedy and singing on the street. I mean, how about you? You understand? So what's the point here? For sure, the point is be more talented, and don't just do acting. I mean, go and do singing and be an astronaut as well. I mean, be everything in your life. Understand? I mean, understand that on the streets, you must have more talent. You must have more talent and abilities anyway. So do your best to understand that whatever you're doing in life, you're going to do it to the best of your ability every single day. And you're going to understand that when people walk 500 meters that way, and then they bring the boys or the woman on you, and they're walking towards you, and you just stand still. You stand still. You don't run. You don't run because you don't know what they're going to do. Understand? Although as soon as they come up to your face and there's 5 of them and they say, fuck off from here because it's a free zone, you stand clear and you keep playing your music in front of their face. And you look at them like this. You understand? You make fun of them. You make fun of them in this way because that's what you do. You don't let them take away your freedom because that's what they're trying to do for you. I promise you, when you're playing music on the street and they say, fuck off and pack up all your stuff right now, although it's a free zone to do so, you don't do it. You don't listen to them. You don't pack up all your stuff because a little child came, they came to cry about your music. You understand? So you don't do that. You just say, you get away from me. You don't even reply. You don't even look at her in life. You look at her once and you say, what? You say, get lost. I mean, you told the child to get lost. You say, you get lost. You get away from me. You get back to your mother over there. Understand? Because guess what? I promise you, she doesn't care about you. Because she's calling your music shit. I promise you, she's calling your voice shit. I promise you, she's calling your nose shit and manure. You understand? I mean, a child who is 5 years of age. You say, fuck off. I used to say, fuck off. And you say, you fuck off. You fuck off. Just say it. Although you can be nicer, you don't have to say that. You can say you fuck off because guess what? I promise you she's not nice to you. You have to understand that no matter what, you just say get lost. You understand? And now, how dare you say fuck off to a child? I'm a baby. I'm younger than her. I deserve this life as much as her in life. I deserve this life more than her because she came to me to say that my name is not worthy, although my name is worthy. And now when a child comes up to you and says, you fuck off, you understand why I tell her, you fuck off. You fuck off now. Understand? Because I don't care if she's 2 years of age. I don't care if she's 3 years of age. I'm pretty sure they're not going to dominate my life. Understand? So tell her to fuck off. And guess what? No matter what you do, you just don't hit her. You don't cause violence. You don't approach her. You don't touch her. You let her touch you. You pull away. You say, get lost. You don't need to touch me in life. You understand? So no matter what, you don't listen to people who say that you must leave because it's a free area to do so. I don't care how much Asian people around town have their local restaurants in life. And then when you're playing music all day long and you're disturbing the customers, for example. Understand? So they come up to you to say, fuck off. Understand? And they believe you're the problem for why they are working a 9 to 5 in the first place. And they believe you're the problem because you're playing music here and that's why nobody is coming to their local restaurants. And they're blaming you for that. So what do you say? You fuck off, Asian cunt. You fuck off, Samoa. You Samoan shit. You understand? You black bitch. You understand? You say it. Because when I say, you just say it. You understand? You say you black bitch. Because she disrespected you. You understand? Because that's smart to do so. You say it like that. Because they came to you to fuck you off. So it's like me saying, I come to your house now. And I get into your house and I say, you must fuck off right now because you're disturbing the whole neighborhood because you're sitting on the couch. I mean, how stupid is that? You say, you fuck off, white man. You fuck off, black bitch. You fuck off, you nigger. Understand? And then you call them niggers. You call them niggers. You call them black cocks. You call them whatever. Understand? You are really talking them up to hit you. Understand? You're talking them up to hit you. So when this happens, you just understand that you're smart. You understand that no matter what, you're just standing your ground because they came to you. I mean, they came to you. So when I come to your house and I say, you're watching the TV and you should be ashamed of yourself. And I need you to fucking leave Australia right now because you're in Sydney. I need you to leave the whole Australia because this is my country and you're watching TV and that's why. And because of that, I need you to fucking leave now because you're disturbing the whole Australia because you're watching TV. I mean, what are you going to say to that? You're going to say, you fuck off, you black bitch. You fuck off, white man. You're going to fucking tell me to leave this country. I'm free. You understand? And now if they get offended and they start to hit you because you're free, you fight. You fight totally. Although you don't fight to death. You don't kill them. You break the arm. You break the nose. You break the leg. You break the legs. You break the arms. You break the noses. You break the teeth. You break the jawline. You understand? You break them. Understand? Although you don't kill them. You don't kill them. And don't let them kill you. I understand that Jesus allowed them to kill him. Although that's Jesus. And that's Jesus' path. And now, if you choose to go Jesus' path, you can allow them to just keep stabbing you. You can die. I mean, that's that. I mean, anybody can just come up to you and just stab you, and you just let it. You just allow them to stab you, and don't run away. Don't run away. I mean, if they get a baseball bat and they're coming up to you with a baseball bat, just stand still and just bow down and let them just boom. Let them hit you across the head and whatever. I promise you that's what Jesus will do. I promise you Jesus will do that. I promise you Jesus will look at them and they'll be coming to Jesus and I promise you get a knife and stab Jesus. And Jesus will be like, I promise you they're stabbing Jesus and that's that. I promise you Jesus will not fight back. I promise you that's Jesus' lifestyle. So if you need to live Jesus' lifestyle, I say please do. I promise you, although you can go this way too, and you can go and self-defend. You can fight them. Although you break their legs, you break the nose, you break the teeth that they have, you make sure you stomp on their face, although make sure that you stomp on the face and not on their actual brain. You don't go on the actual brain. You don't go in the actual brain. You don't stomp on their brain. You don't try to kill their brain cells in a way that you're going to stomp and kill them. You don't kill them. You just stomp on their face so you can break the jawline and the teeth and the nose. Understand? Although practice fighting before you even fight. Understand? So understand if you don't know how to fight, you can kill somebody really easily. So understand to learn some fighting and martial arts so that you understand that you never kill somebody. Because that's what self-defense is. And self-defense is a maneuver where you can fight people to never kill them. Because if you never learn self-defense in fighting, you can kill them. Because you don't know how to fight. And you believe that getting a pole and whacking it across the head, I realize you believe maybe that getting a pole and whacking the person across the head in the back of the head is good. I realize one whack across here kills them for life. You then just go jail because you didn't learn the art of self-defense. You never whack somebody with a pole. You never whack somebody with a pole at the back of the head. If you're going to get a pole, you whack the legs, when you whack the arm, you don't go for the head with a pole. Let's just put it that way. You understand? Because you can kill them, and it's not the point. I realize that in self-defense mechanisms with a pole, you have to understand that the self-defense is never hit the head when you're fighting them with a pole. And that's called self-defense. Understand? So learn some self-defense and fighting. And now when 5 of them are approaching you this time, you understand you're going to fight back. You're going to fight back. Otherwise, you can live Jesus' lifestyle. You just go live Jesus' lifestyle, and I'll be proud of you. In a way, I'll be proud of you in a way that I'm growing always. Understand? Although understand that I respect Jesus' lifestyle. I respect you just standing there and letting them stab you. Understand? I respect that. You didn't fight back. I respect that. All to God. And then, no matter what, you can go the way of where I go, and I fight back. I mean, I'd rather fight back and break their arms and legs. I'd rather kick them up the balls. I'd rather kick their cocks. You understand? I'd rather kick them in the pussy. You understand? I'd rather kick them there in the private genitalia. And I'd rather, no matter what, I'd rather slice them. I'd rather slice them and just make sure that no matter what, I never break their neck. I never kill them. You understand? So I'd rather just fight for my life. You understand? Because I understand Jesus. I promise you now, if they keep stabbing me, I promise you, it's like I'm allowing it anyway. I'm allowing it anyway. You understand? I promise you, if they shoot me, I mean, once they shoot me, I realize I allow it anyway. And it's already like Jesus' lifestyle already. Because once they're stabbing me 5 times, I realize I allow it. Although you keep fighting for your life. You get it? So never be afraid when you're in a street performance and some fucking drug addict comes up to you and says, shut your music up, you fucking junkie. You understand? Unfortunately, there are people like that. You understand? Because they believe your music is disrupting them in some kind of way. And then they say, shut the fuck up. And if you don't, I will fucking stab you. And that's what they are. Or else that's what they say. Or else that's what they say. Although, understand, I'll never stab you. I understand that no matter what, I had people come up to me and say this. And then they bring 5, 6 boys. And they're all under 18. And they're ready to fight me. And no matter what, I start to really get my karate on their asses in a way that I'm ready for them. I'm ready. And I say, you fuck off. I mean, you and you and you fuck off now. I tell them in the face. And if they start to get more egotistical, I promise you they will come to me to slap me or to hit me or something. And now somebody may walk up to you to say, this is my brother. I mean, if you touch him, I'll fuck you up. And I say, you touch me, I fuck you up. You tell him, you tell her, or whatever. You touch me, I fuck you up, and I fuck your brother up. You understand? So no matter what. I mean, that's the way it is. And now you will have witnesses around you. Although, never allow... I mean, you have to understand that you can allow them to stab you and keep stabbing you. Although, if it's just you and somebody else, and the person's coming up to you with a knife, you can allow them to stab the fuck out of you, and that's your life. I mean, you can die at 28, you can die at 15. I mean, your father or something, or your biological mother is coming up with... Otherwise, your biological mother or father is coming up to you with a knife to kill you, and you're 15 years of age. I mean, you can allow them. You can just sacrifice yourself and go in Jesus right away. And, I mean, they're just going to stab you. Understand? And you're just going to... and you're just going to die at 15. You can do that. You're saved already. I promise you, Jesus will save you. Although, you can learn some self-defense here and you can fucking knock the fuck out of him. Understand? And then you can put him in prison. I promise you, either way, he'll go to prison or she will go to prison if they murder you. Understand? They'll go to prison either way because they find a dead corpse. Understand? Somewhere along the lines, I'm pretty sure somebody will find you out and will help you in that manner to put him in prison or to put them in prison, although you'll be dead. You understand? You can go to Jesus lifestyle. I'm pretty sure I have nothing against that. Although you can also go to Jesus lifestyle this way, and you can understand to fight back. In a way, you break the you break the legs, you break the arms, you break the jawline, you break the teeth, you break the nose. Understand? You break both the legs, you break both their arms. Understand? You break the ribs too. You can do that too. Understand? And now what you do is you never fight with a knife, you never fight with a knife. And you never fight with guns because that's self-defense. And a person who is self-defense in life, in divine being, is never going to get a gun in the first place and he's never going to get a knife to fight. Although I'll grab a pole, I'll grab a stick, I'll grab something that is a metal pole or something, or something, or some shit in terms of a pole that's not sharp. I don't get sharp obstacles to stab somebody or something like that because that's going to kill them. And I don't go that way because that's self-defense. So learn that. And self-defense and martial arts is just that. I mean, don't go and hit them with a pole to the back of the head. Understand? Although understand that no matter what, that if you allow them to kill you, that's up to you. I don't allow them to kill me fully. You understand? I don't allow them to kill me unless they fully kill me. I mean, I fight for my life. Now, Jesus never fought for his life. You understand? Jesus never fought for his life because Jesus understands that all against him. I mean, let's just put it like that. And Jesus understands that Jesus has a story to tell. And Jesus understands that there's eternity and everything. So Jesus had the courage to do that. You understand? Jesus alone has the courage to do that. You understand? Although there are also some people who are going to be understanding this, that some other people have forced themselves on other people and killed them. You can see George Floyd, for example. I mean, 3 police officers. 3 police officers against him, and the crowd's just watching, and they shoot the guy on the floor. And they kill him. George Floyd is arrested, and they shoot him. Why? You understand? There's 3 officers, and they're shooting him. Why are you shooting him when the guy has no possession of an arm in terms of a object, like a sharp knife or a gun? And the guy is literally, in terms of life, has no weapons on him. Why would you shoot him? Why don't you fight him? You see, now the police officers there are not in that martial arts, or else they're not doing martial arts, or else they're not in that self-defense kind of way. Understand? Because they believe the guy is so dangerous that they have to kill him. You don't do that. You don't go for the kill. Or else there's 3 of you and there's 1 of him. You put him in jail, or they don't kill him. You understand? I promise you, he was calling out for his mama. Understand? While he's getting arrested. And he died in handcuffs. I promise you, now 3 police officers. What would you do? How is he supposed to fight back? Or else he's doing the best he can. Or they understand that's how Jesus died. 3 police officers, although then, back then, the Pharisees or people just whipping him and taking him everywhere. And then just nailing him to the cross. They gave no fucks about Jesus. You understand? So no matter what, you have to understand that when you're giving a street performance in life, you go and make a street performance. Although understand that if other people come up to you right there in terms of somewhere along the space and they put their own audio on, and you're public speaking, although they play music over your public speaking, you switch off your public speaking and your music because they disrupted you in terms of your audio sound to make themselves appear bigger than you and to dominate the space and to dominate the area and to say, you must fuck off now, because if you don't fuck off, we will kill you. Otherwise, it's like me coming into your house and you're sleeping and I don't know you. Or that I pump up the music right next to your bed so that you don't sleep. Understand? And now you're not supposed to sleep, although that's another topic I'll talk about in this. Although just make sure that you understand that I go into your house and I pump up music in your house all day long and you're sitting there. And you're like, why are you playing music in my house? And I don't even know you. You understand? Although some stranger came into your house to play music. You're listening to the audio in your television sound of the day, and somebody comes into your house and plays music over the top of the television that you're listening to. How do you feel? You either are going to do this, where you can continue playing the audio and the TV while they're playing loud music with you in the house. And it's audio against audio. You understand? It's your television sound against their music in your house. Honestly, they came to your house because they came where you are. And they came to pump the music in your house. And then what are you going to do? You can either switch off the sound and go somewhere else. Or you can stand there and pump up the music so you can compete with them with the sound and audio. So that's what happened to me recently with Liverpool and Samoa and Tonga people and Torres Strait Islander again. You understand? I realize they're fat people. You understand? I realize. And it's preaching the gospel. You have to understand that one of them came to me and said, "You brother, you're gonna hear me public speak." Or else he didn't ask me to public speak. I realized he just said, "You hear me public speak here." I realized, no worries. I just continued to play my sound. I continued to DJ my music. And then he started over the top of my music. "You guys understand Jesus?" I realized I'm playing music. I'm playing music. Understand? And he went with his audio sound over the top of my music to compete with me. And it's like he entered my house now. I realized he entered my house to dominate the space of the audio sound around us so that he can preach the gospel of Jesus. And what he's saying here is that your music is shit compared to Jesus. Understand? Because that's what he intends to do by putting his music above my music. I realized I switched off the music. I let him speak. I realized now I stood there for a bit to just understand that I may do a public speaking gig and also join the nice, beautiful celebration going on about Jesus because I love Jesus. And then I placed my nice, beautiful speaker on the floor and my promotion and also my business cards and also my video in terms of my recording. And I just went and started writing on my other phone while they are there. And then a group of Samoans and Torres Strait Islander and black people, I realized, and white people too, I realized they got together. I realized they, I realized now you have to understand that this is ego. I understand that I'm not saying the ego here. I understand that they started to pray and they closed their eyes and they're saying something about Jesus and Christ. As they go into a circle, understand? And everything's finished with that guy. Pretty much they finished to preach the gospel. I got my microphone. I say, I am also a fan of Jesus. I love you all. And I started to elaborate about Jesus Christ. Pretty much they gave me 2 minutes with audio. Pretty much now they're not playing audio on the top of I. Pretty much now I put my audio as soon as they finished. Understand? Because that's how you respect somebody. You respect other people by letting them speak first or letting their audio be on first so that they can switch it off so that you can switch on your audio. So when you switch on your audio, I'll never switch on my audio so that we don't collide together. And then when you switch off your audio, I will switch on my audio. You have to understand that he just switched off his audio. I mean the fat Samoa, you have to understand that no matter what, I don't know what he is. I realize he's a black man. You have to understand that no matter what, I realize he's very proud of what he done. I mean, just went over the top of I. You have to understand that no matter what, I can see he's black. I understand that I've got nothing against black people. Understand? Although that's what it's labeled as. I realize this is labeled as white skin, for example. I don't know what this is. I realize that's just a label that we give. Although understand that the coconut, or whatever they call black people, I don't know what they call black people. You have to understand that I'm not trying to disrupt you or anything if you're black. You have to understand that no matter what, I'm just trying to make you arrogant. Although understand that no matter what, the black person, I mean, is so proud. And then I started to speak when they switched off the audio. Although they didn't say, you can turn on your music now. Or they didn't say anything about that because they don't care about me in life. I promise you the guy just went over the top of my audio and then he just switched off his audio and that's that. So I started to preach the gospel of Jesus Christ. And then I see, guess who's back? Back again. You understand? I realize I start hearing music that they're playing. Although it's not Eminem. I realize it's not Eminem music. I realize I'm preaching the gospel, although then you hear music like, guess who's back? Back again. Shady, or like Shady's back. You have to understand that now. You can sing like that, although understand that it's really their audio sound. It's playing over the top of my public speaking events. Probably a fat Samoa done that. Understand? Although understand that I don't know if he's Samoan, I understand that he is Islander in life. Probably a fat, I realize that no matter what, I don't even judge him for what he is. Understand? Because that's ego now. Whereas that's called violence. Although, understand me now. That whatever I said, you let it go. Otherwise, you're going to be arrogant about me. Much better. And now understand that I am somebody who understands what happened. And now I just switched off my audio program. I switched off my audio program and I left. And that's that. I realized that if I turn up the audio and start public speaking around their music, and it's going to be like, guess who's back? Back again. You guys must understand that Jesus is this. And then, I mean, no matter what, I can totally disrupt them and their music now. And it doesn't even go anymore. Because now, it's competition over sounds. I realize it's Islander people against I. I mean, there's 50 of them against I. And now, as soon as one Islander goes and turns up the music, and the Islanders around them accept the music, although they don't care about you, you have to understand that the Islanders are on the music side. I mean, they're on the other side. And they're not on the... I realize they're not on the side of Jesus Christ now. You understand? Because they just came there to preach the gospel of Jesus. You understand? I promise you, when somebody else, like a brother or sister, starts promoting the gospel of Jesus Christ with them, I mean, what they're going to do is they're going to play music on top of them. I promise you, they're going to start playing the music because they don't want to hear Jesus Christ anymore. Because they had their 5 minutes of fame. You understand? I promise you, now, 7 Samoa people or Tonga people or black people stood and preaching the gospel of Jesus for 45 minutes. And then once they finish, I mean, they don't give a fuck about anybody else who preach up the gospel of Jesus. Because what they're going to do, that if you start adding to the equation, so what I did was, I just joined them in the gospel of Jesus to boost everybody's confidence about Jesus. And they play up the music. I mean, they care about the music more than Jesus. So what did I do? I left. Understand? I left the Samoa people and Tonga people. I don't know what they are. They're all black. Understand? Understand? Although I've got nothing against black people. Understand? So I just left. Otherwise, it could have been white people too. You never know. In this instance, it's black people who do this. Understand? In Liverpool, Sydney, Australia. And then, no matter what, I just left. You understand? Because I understand that I'm not racist. I'm not racist. I don't even know what racism is. I don't even know what racism is. You apparently understand. You understand what racism is? I don't know what racism is. Or else it's just a made-up word. You understand? So, understand that if somebody calls you black bitch or nigger and you shoot them, you've got problems. I mean, why would you shoot somebody for saying some words to your face? I mean, wake up about this nigger shit that they call you. And coconut. I mean, as soon as you say coconut to a black person, I realize they're going to kill you. I realize that's ego. I realize I can get to you. I realize I've got power over you straight away. I say you fucking coconut, and they get offended, and they start to kill you. I realize they start to really bash you because you said some words, and I realize my mouth, I've got the freedom of choice to say whatever I want to say in life. I can say you're a motherfucker. I fucked your sister. I love your sister. I can say that your sister's pussy is so nice and clean. And you could be her brother. And then you may get arrogant about that and may start to bash me for that. Although, guess what? I promise you that's the point. I promise you the point is to make you arrogant. To see where is your awareness. And now if you go to attack me, I'll fucking smash you. Understand? Although understand that it's freedom of speech. I can say everything in my life. I can say, I mean, if I come into your house and you call me a little dick or a big dick or whatever, you understand? And you call me something under the blue sun to try to, I realize you call me something that you are trying to irritate me. I'll say, I love you too, man. I love you too, man. You Asian cock. You understand? You stupid bitch. I realize that I will play with you with that. Although I'll never hit you. I'll never try to kill you. I will just play with you with your words. You call me a Serbian, I call you a black coconut. And then if you get arrogant, I realize if you get arrogant because I said that, and you start to fight me, I realize I'll smash you and then I'll just go somewhere else. Understand? Although, if you don't get offended by black coconut, you'll say something like, you fucking stupid white hairs, or something like that. I'll say, you're a fucking Samoan cunt. And then this person will go in divine nature and say, you're a fucking hairy bastard. And I'll say, you're a fucking cocksucker. And no matter what, I realize we're just teasing each other. I realize that's what true friendship is. And we're not trying to get offended about what we say to each other. Although some people get offended about cocksucker. I realize you call a woman a cocksucker, I promise you she'll get the battalion and start to whoop your ass. You understand? I promise you there is a woman like that. And now when they get the battalion to come and smash your ass, I realize you break her arm. You break her arm and you get the battalion and you never hit her with the battalion. You just hold on to it and you let her get back up. And if she comes to hit you again, you get the other arm and you break that one too. And then you let her be on the floor. You understand? Although there may be some Tonga people or other people in the planet who may come to hit you because they see you bashing a woman. Understand? Because in Cairns, you have to understand that when you hit a woman or anywhere in the world, I realize that it looks like the man is stronger than the woman, although the woman attacked the man. And the man is breaking your arm because it's self-defense. You understand? And I don't care about you woman out there. I promise you that if you attack me, I'll break your arm, I'll break your leg. I'll break you. I mean, I'll break you in a way that I'll never kill you. I'll break your nose, I'll break your teeth. I'll break you totally in that aspect. You understand? So never try to hit me. Understand? I am Jesus. I'm going Jesus' way. Understand? I'm more like Jesus, although I'm the Jesus that will fight back and not allow you to hit me with a battalion across the head so that I die. I never die. Understand? I'll never allow you women or men out there who are watching me today to come into my neighborhood where it's freedom to tell me to fuck off. I'll fight back. I'll never kill you though. You have to understand though, that no matter what, I'm that type of guy. Although that's Jesus too. Understand? But it's called Jesus in a way that you don't kill them. You understand? You don't cause violence, although you self-defend yourself in a way that you don't die. Because if I allow a woman to hit me with the battalion while I'm on the floor and she keeps on doing it, a version now I can accept it totally and die on the spot, like Jesus. Or I can get the fuck up and break her legs and break her arms, and I don't give a fuck about her. Because I'm here to live my life. Understand? So I'm on the floor in a better way. Although understand that you can do that. So understand me. Understand? I've got nothing against Samoa and Tonga. I understand that 99% of them are very arrogant people. I realize they're piss-up people. You understand? I mean, really shit. Understand? I realize 99% of them are shit people. Understand? I realize those people. Whereas now, 99% of the people, you have to understand that are arrogant, are shit people. So, whoever's arrogant is a shit people type of individual. Understand? So, understand that 99% of the world is shit people. I'm the 1% of the world that's great people. I'm great. Understand? I understand that Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, for example, is Samoan, and he's quite an inspiration, more so than most of the Tonga people and the Islander people. Although he goes to your kids and shines some whiskey in your face. We're actually teaching your kids how to drink tequila. Oh, I see the big muscle. I realize his big muscles. I realize his muscle is 10 times mine. I realize his big muscles. I realize he'll go to your kids and baby and will teach them how to make tequila and to kill themselves because he gives no fuck about your baby in life. Bro, she starts to make a 20-minute video about teaching you how to make tequila in life. You see? So no matter what, you understand. Alright, now that's truth. I mean, if you're offended about that, I've got nothing against you people. You understand? I'm just teaching you something. I realize that I'm honest, and now if you deny what I just said, that it's Tonga people and Samoa people and Islander people, understand? Roshi, that's what they are. And if you deny that they are that, Roshi, then you're arrogant to kill me about what I said. So just be careful and don't come my way, please. I mean, just walk away. Understand? Because that's what Jesus does. You don't be offended about my words. Understand? I mean, we're just here to learn and grow. Understand? So understand that you don't compete with other people with audio. You play your audio, I'll switch off my audio. I play my audio, you never ever, ever play your audio on top of my audio, even if it's for Jesus. Because otherwise you sound like Allah Akbar. You understand? And then what the hell do they do in terms of the ISIS and terrorists of life? Russia, they go into the plane and they say, for God, they will kill. You don't do that. Understand? Because you have to understand that if you cut my audio off with your audio, you're looking to Allah Akbar. You're looking to suicide. Understand? You're looking to cause some drama and death around here. And you're not preaching the gospel of Jesus anymore. You're really preaching to kill Jesus. Understand? I promise you, if you go and preach the Jesus gospel, you preach it somewhere where there's no audio playing already. Whereas you don't go where the audio is and where somebody is playing audio and then play your audio over the top of their audio, because you sound like somebody who doesn't even really love Jesus, even though you're preaching Jesus. You understand? And that's those Samoa people and Tonga people in Liverpool. You understand? I promise you. I promise you now, I said in Liverpool. Or else that's them. Or else that, I don't know. Or else that Samoa and Tonga people may be like that. All together. I don't know. You understand? So no matter what, you have to understand that either way, just understand that you never ever preach the gospel of Jesus Christ when somebody else is playing music. Or that if you're playing music in your house and then somebody storms into your house to preach the gospel of Jesus, I mean, unrecognized, and you are playing your music and they come to do it. And unwelcomed. I mean, they're unwelcome to even turn on their, or else they're unwelcome to turn on their audio sound. And they do it. You have to understand, if you're asking the question, how? It's like you're playing your music in your room. I come in the room and I'll play my music and fuck you. I mean, what kind of respect is that? You're in the music, you're playing your music in your room. I start coming into your room and I play music and I start preaching the gospel of Jesus Christ while you are playing your music. I mean, does it ruin your experience? Understand? And that's those Tonga and Samoa people and Islander people and Fiji people. Understand? Probably those black people that did that to me. Understand? Although I don't know if they're like that altogether. I don't know. I promise you they set a bad example in life. Richard Better. So understand that no matter what, I'm honest here. You understand? I'm honest. You understand? So I just switch off the audio nice and politely, and then I start my audio when they finished. And then Tonga and Samoa, I realize they switch on the music 2 minutes in to my gospel of Jesus. Understand? I just walk away. I turn off the music altogether in terms of my sound. I switch off my public speaking program about Jesus Christ because their music is more important. In the rap saga, I realize they're playing rap music. I realize that's more important, and their church is that way. And the rap music is their church because they like rap music more than Jesus Christ. So I switch off my audio and I just go. You understand me now? So no matter what, you just do that. You do exactly that. You understand? Because it's a free world. I mean, it's a free country. Understand? So when it's a free country and when you have freedom, you don't just go and jump off a bridge when somebody says, because, you understand? I mean, if I told you to jump off a bridge to kill yourself, I mean, would you do it? You never do it. I mean, if I told you to jump off a bridge to kill yourself because you have freedom, I mean, would you do it? You never do it. You understand? Because understand this, that when I can walk for free, and then somebody says, you stop walking right now, because if you don't, otherwise if you don't, I will call the boys on you. Otherwise now, I'm the only man in my life. I'm going to just put it that way. You understand? I'm the only man. Whereas everybody else is non-existent in my life. So understand that I'll never call the boys on you. I just come into your face directly and I speak to you about everything. I'm a man. I'll go mano on mano with you, although I'll talk to you one-on-one, although I'll never try to hurt you. Understand? And you have to understand that as soon as that Samoa guy or Tonga guy or black person goes and switches on the audio over the top of mine, I switch off my music quickly, because I understand that if I have an audio battle with them, I realize it's 50 against 1. And guess what? I switched off my audio, and not one Tonga or black person came up to me out of 50 of them to say, you there, you switch off your music because I need to hear Jesus Christ. They did not do that. So because they did not do that, I understand to switch off my music and go, because they're in the space of their music and not Jesus. So I just left, because you have to understand that otherwise they'll attack me. 50 of them will attack me if I start to rain on their parade because they played music. I promise you, although, that they played music over the top of my audio first. I promise you now that if you go about it this way, where you're playing your audio, and then I storm into the room and play my audio, and then you play your audio even louder than my audio, although my audio speaker doesn't really go any higher, although your audio is dominating my audio, and that's what I could have done to those Samoan people and black people. And now they're saying this. I mean, the guy's ruining my music, bro. The guy's ruining my music, bro. You understand? They're gonna start a fight over the music. You're ruining their parade in life. Although they willingly just did it over you first. They put on the music first over you. You didn't put on the music over the top of them. Why should they put the music over the top of you? You have an audio sound playing, and they just play their music over the top of you. That's the black people in Cabramatta, in terms of Liverpool. Understand? And then what did I do? I switched off the audio, because I'm not violent. You get it? You get it? And now, if I continue to play the audio, I realize I just may as well do this. I get the speaker, and I go right in their faces. I go right next to where their sound is, and I start, Rah! I start saying, la, 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 la. You get it? Because now, it's like, this is my house. And now it's like, they are unaware that they put their music on top of my music. Understand? Unfortunately, they're unaware of it. Although I'm aware of it. And since I'm aware of it, I switched off the music and I went. Otherwise, I'll have to go and really disturb them to leave. Why would I disturb them to leave when I can just leave? I realize it's much more peaceful for me to switch off the audio and just leave than having to go in front of 50 of them to scream la 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 and to disturb the music parade. You understand? Because you have to understand that nobody is right or wrong here, although it's more peaceful to do so in terms of life, to just leave and understand that people will just rain on your parade. Let's just put it like that. Like these black people. Understand? I'm pretty sure now, is it all black people? I'm pretty sure it's not all black people. I'm pretty sure it's just those black people. Understand? I'm pretty sure those black people in Liverpool. Let's just put it in Liverpool. Understand? And you have to understand that no matter what, that they're egotistical and they don't understand. Although their friends are with the person who played the music. And then you have to be smart enough. You have to be more than smart enough to never play your audio over the top of other people's audio, because it causes drama and domination of space here. So I switch off the audio and I just go. Whereas there's one of I and there's 50 of them. They're 50 in 1, I'm 1 in 1. Understand? I'm 1 in 1. I'm just unique. There's 50 of them though. Understand? I'm unique. There's 50 of them. You have to understand that no matter what, I'm unique. I'm unique. And understand that no matter what, I realize we're all unique. Understand? Although, when there's 50 against 1, I'm pretty sure 50 of them have to sum up the unique one of I. Understand? I'm pretty sure when it's 50 against 1, Actually, you are more than those 50. You understand? Because the minority always win. Actually, the minority follow Jesus. Actually, the majority say screw Jesus. You understand? So realize that you go follow Jesus today, because that's where the most successful are. And now understand that you can always go where the free zones are. And if Asian people in Cabramatta say, you move around here, you make sure you fuck your music, okay? You move all your music away from me. You don't mind it. I make sure that no matter what, that you understand, that you understand that I hard worker. I'm never a hard worker though. Understand? That's what they say. They say that they're hard workers in life in Cabramatta. And I left. I switched off my music and I just went. Understand? That's how they talk. Understand? Although I understand that I'm not a racist in life. I'm a smart ass. Understand? So realize that no matter what, that they told me to fuck off my music and my name. I was the Asian people of Cabramatta. I grew up there for 16 years. I'm Richard Bell. I realized although that no matter what, I can go there today and I'll be going to Cabramatta again because they're going to be there. And I will rain on their parade this time because understand that this time it's for free. I do it for free because I did it the first time for free. And now you may be saying you're screwing them over. I'm not screwing them over because they are local restaurants around town and it's a free public zone for me to do so. And to put a nice beautiful singing gig there or to put my music on to promote my name for free, I can because it's a free public zone. So that's why I say it's for free. And I'm for free anyway, even without the free zone. You get? So when it's not for free, you'll understand it's because the government made it illegal without a permit. So for example, if it's a permit area, you have to go get a permit first. And if you go get a permit, you can be there forever. And no matter who complains, you can be there. 500 of them can come up to you and say, fuck off with your music. Although you have a permit to be there and you can be there forever. Understand? You be there for as long as you need to. You understand? And you're not there to make them egotistical. You're not there to make them violent. You have to understand that they are getting violent because of you. And that's not your fault. Understand? I promise you, if I hit you, it's not your fault. I promise you that you may be talking to me in a nice way and I hit you. I never hit you. You understand? Although I'll never hit you. You have to understand, I never hit you in my life. Although I understand that if I ever hit you because you're nice, you understand it's not your fault. Or that's what the Asian guy is doing to me. Although he's not doing anything to me anymore. Because I go to Cabramatta again. And this time I'll pump music and guess what he's going to do? Well, he's going to say that he's a hard worker in life. You must move. You must move your ass. Because I get the bill. You understand? Or I get no bills in life. I have no bills. I'm pretty sure that's what he say. Or should he say that he get the bills? And he had to make the all. Understand? Or she has to make all that. Or she has to make the money. Or now, no matter what, I can always bring a tone in life. Whereas I'm a free country. I'm in a free country to play my music. And then an Asian expert comes into my life to say, fuck off. Understand? Or he has a business in life to serve food and drink. And that's it. No words of courage. No words of kindness will he serve. He serve you food and drink to kill you in life. Understand? He give no fuck about you and your name in life. And he come to tell you to fuck off because it's a free zone. You understand? Business partner in terms of the Asia. Understand? So no matter what, you realize this. That no matter what happens, I'm rich or better. I still go there now. And guess what's going to happen? You have to understand that he's going to come up to me again and say, you boy, you play music here again. You have to understand, you kick the ass over there. Understand? Approach, he's going to be like that. And I say, you go over there because I stay here. You call cop. You call the cop. I say that to him. You call the copper in my life. That's it. Approach, you say, huh? Approach, you go back to his wife over there. And his wife's going to say, you call the cops now. And the cops are going to come and going to say, this individual is a free zone to be able to play the music there. Understand? So realize that they're just complaining about me. And now what's going to happen is when they're complaining about this, realize eventually what happens is when more and more people go and do that, and they're playing music in that spot, and they're always complaining about it. Realize now it's a permit zone. You have to get a permit. Understand? And it means that there's some level of attraction here. And if you don't have a permit, you can never even have a public street performance here in that area where there's a permit. So you have to get yourself a permit first. And then you can be there forever. And then the Asian guy will come again. You say you come here again. You understand? So no matter what, you have to understand that is how they talk. Understand? You shine the permit in his face this time. I mean, you say, you Asian shit cunt. You fuck off. You understand? You just say that. Understand? Because you're not going to move. Because you're promoting your name. You understand? You can do one of these, you put it in their face. I mean, what is this? I mean, how are you supposed to define this? I mean, how are you supposed to understand what this... I mean, is this the root finger? Or this is not called the root finger. Or is this the middle finger? Or that's not called the middle finger. Or I need you to understand that the meanings that you have around words and everything in terms of stuff and what this is, it's not even that. You cannot even define what that is. Because you cannot say that you were told by other people that is what it is. I promise you that's not what it is. Understand? I promise you now this, I mean, when you see what this is, I mean, it's just a finger. Although, understand that it's not even a finger. I mean, is this a finger? You don't understand that. You don't understand what this is. Now, I mean, does that offend you? I mean, when I shine it real nice to your daughter, I mean, will it offend you? I shine it to your little baby. I mean, is it going to offend you? I mean, you're going to kill me for that? I promise you now, if you're going to kill me for that, you've got problems. I promise you, if I go to your baby and I go this way, I promise you, now you're happy. You're happy because, I mean, why? You have a negative connotation to this one. I go to your little baby and I put this one in your baby's face. You understand this? You understand this? You may get negative about this video. Understand? Although, if you're negative about this finger, I mean, why don't you chop your finger off then? You understand? I mean, if you're so negative about this, I mean, go and chop off your finger in life. You don't chop off your finger. You understand? Although you never get angry about this. You never get angry about this. Realize that when I go to your baby and I say, you little shit cunt. You little shit cunt. I mean, your baby doesn't understand what I'm saying. Your baby understands just the pointing of a finger, although your baby doesn't really understand what this is. You understand? Although I'm being a smart ass with your baby, and although you'll be like, you're offending my baby. You understand? You'll probably get angry. You probably get angry because you believe that I was offending your baby. Although I never offend babies. I never offend anybody. You understand? I mean, now, there's a difference between pointing a root finger to your baby and bashing your baby. I promise you now, what's the difference? I mean, one is I touched a baby, and other one's I never touched a baby. Or else when I never touched a baby and I just say, you fucking bitch, you fucking bitch, and I say it to your baby, I never touched your baby. Understand? I never touched your baby. Although you may get offended about the words that I used. That I realized that I used, you fucking bitch. And you don't like that. You don't like me calling your baby a fucking bitch. Because you believe that your baby is offended by that. So what are you going to do? You're going to grab something. You're going to hit me. You're going to cause some violence. Because I spoke some words. You understand? So what do? I fight you. I slap you. Bah. You understand? I'll break your arms. I'll break your legs. I'll break your jawline. I'll break your teeth. I'll break your nose. Because you may be fat Samoa. You may be whatever in life. You understand? I'll break you. Understand? Because you came to fight me. You came to hit me. I don't even hit myself. You came to hit me because, you understand? You never do that. I'll break you. I'll break you straight away. Because Jesus will allow you to kill him. Whereas when my words get to you, you're ready to fight me. You're ready to fight me. Because my words offend you. And now, when my words offend you, and you're ready to fight me, and you go to fight me, I break you. You understand? I call it self-defense. Jesus calls it, Jesus will say, accept it, and let them bash you. Or turn your left cheek, or turn your right cheek. You can do that too. Now, when you turn your left cheek, I promise you that's the best. It means you're not violent and you'll never hit back either. And it means you'll never kill anybody. Although you'll allow them willingly to get, or else you allow them to break your bones, you allow them to break your neck, you allow them everything. Although I will never allow them to do that unless they really do it. Or else, if they exert that much power over me to break my neck, I may as well never even live this life. Because if I break a neck, you'll never live. You understand that? I'll never break a neck. You understand? If somebody breaks my neck, that's instant death. Understand? If you break somebody's neck, it's called they die. So I'll never allow you to do so. Because I need to live life. Now Jesus never needed to live life. And that's why Jesus allowed it. Jesus allows him totally to get killed. And not fight back. Because that's a true leader. Understand? That's Jesus' story. And that's amazing. And that's inspirational. Where imagine Jesus with yourself. Imagine you are with Jesus and you get the knife and you're just stabbing Jesus. And Jesus is just saying, you go again. And Jesus says, you go again. And you do it 100 times. And then Jesus just falls on the floor and dies. Jesus never touched you. You, although, believe that Jesus offended you because of the words that Jesus used. That's why Jesus died. Although, guess what? You never get offended about words. Understand? Although you look like the person who killed Jesus. You look like the divine. You have to understand now that everybody is a divine being. And now you have to understand that those people who killed Jesus are also saved. Because Jesus went up to them and said to everybody, you guys are saved, even though they killed him. That the same people that killed Jesus are saved and eternal, or else they're eternal life right now. You understand? So understand me now, that Jesus is like that, and Jesus will never touch you. Jesus will never touch you in life. So what do? You never touch Jesus either. Understand? So what do? You follow Jesus, although you never touch Jesus. You never touch the people around you. And now to touch Jesus, you have to understand that it's impossible to do so now. Although if Jesus is alive today in terms of human ability right now, you never touch them. You never touch me. You never touch your baby. You never touch your woman. You never touch anybody. Because that's Jesus. And that's called spirituality. Understand? You never touch them. Because if you touch them, you can grab them by the throat and kill them too. Understand? And it's called self-control to never touch other people. Understand? Now Jesus did wash the disciples' feet. And now that's the max you can touch people with. You can touch people in that kind of manner. Where you can wash their feet. You can feel people. Understand? Although Jesus says you must delay gratification. And don't jerk off. You understand? Don't go for pleasure. Because Jesus is not in the pleasure of life. Understand? So what do? You understand that as soon as you pull away from people. So for example, I went and did my street performance twice now. And people are like going for the handshake. And I say, I don't touch people. I don't touch other people. I touch I just don't pleasurize I. Although I tell them, I never touch other people. And they're like, oh. They understand straight away that I never touch them. I never hurt them. You understand? Because I never touched them. I realize that they're going for the handshake. Although I say, I never need to shake your hand because I love you. And they're like, wow. Whereas they understand that I never hurt them because I never need to touch them. So I stay away from touching people because that's what Jesus is. And now you may be saying, but Jesus went and felt. the leg of all the disciples to wash to wash their feet. And you may be saying that Jesus washed the disciples' feet and that handshake is the way to go. You have to understand that it's much better to never touch them in the first place. Understand? Because as soon as you go for the touch, you never know that somebody can break your arm. You never know. Although, understand that if they grab a hold of your arm, you never know that they may break your arm. And understand that Jesus only washed people's feet in terms of the disciples in who followed him. Now, Jesus will wash your feet. And Jesus showed the world that Jesus will wash your feet because you follow Jesus. Although that's the max. And did the disciples feel hurt? I mean, did the disciples cause violence over it? I mean, was there negativity about it? I promise you, no. I promise you, if I came and washed your feet and I did it nicely and I didn't hurt you, I promise you that's what Jesus is. Although Jesus did that once in 33 years that Jesus lived life. So are you going to be washing people's feet? You don't do it. You don't do it. I realize that even though Jesus done it, I realize Jesus says that is the max that you can touch people. You can touch them the max in that. You can touch people by that default. Understand? In terms of how Jesus washed other people's feet is how you can touch people. Although you never touch people. Otherwise that's even better. Because Jesus did that once in a lifetime. Where he just washed the disciples' feet in terms of the celebration. And understand me now, that Jesus wasn't going around the Pharisees and the Egypt prince and the god of who? Understand that the prince of Egypt or the king of Egypt, and you have to understand that no matter what, that Jesus didn't go up to all of the people of all the countries in terms of the Jew land and Israel, in terms of all the cities and all the people to wash their feet. Actually, Jesus went to the disciples only. Understand? So understand that you just go wash your own feet and follow Jesus. You don't have to wash people's feet. You don't have to kiss their feet either. You don't kiss other people. You don't kiss other people. You don't kiss them. Now, if Jesus, you can imagine Jesus. I mean, how does that look when Jesus comes up to you and does that? I mean, what is that? I mean, it looks like that looks like a serial killer. Understand? Now, you can imagine a woman walking on the street and suddenly you say, there she is. You say, go get her. I mean, what is that? I mean, she's walking on the street and then suddenly you're trying to kiss her like that. I mean, you look like a freak. I mean, you look like a killer. I mean, you look dangerous. You understand? So, don't touch people. Because that's called spirituality. And that's called detachment when you don't touch other people. You understand? Or else that if I have to touch you, or else that's not spiritual. Or else if you have to touch me, or else that's not spiritual. Or else that this is spiritual, where we don't have to touch each other. Or else that's eternal life. And that's what God teaches. Or else that's what Jesus teaches. Understand that Jesus washed their feet. Although that's the max that you can touch other people. Understand? That's the max. Although you can go Jesus lifestyle completely and not have kids at all. And also no pleasure. Understand? Although you must eat, drink. And now, I promise you there's no shame in having no kids because Jesus had no kids. Understand? So understand me now that if you're in a free public zone and you're public speaking and some little girl comes up and says, your fucking music is shit. And she 5 years of age. I mean, you just say, you talk to the hand because your mum's a man. You get it? I mean, don't let a little girl like that or a little boy rule your life to tell you what is freedom and what is not freedom. I mean, it could be your daughter or your son, where the son may say to you, you must get out of this living room because your son needs it. Although, guess what? You don't get out of the living room. You understand that your son or daughter may come into your room where you sit all the time. and may say to rule over you, and they may say, you get out of that couch because I need this space now, and you fuck off in the other room. That realize that is your daughter or son ruling over you and saying that you deserve the other room and they deserve that one. I mean, what do you say? You say, get the fuck over there. I came here first. Whereas this is my house. You say, this is my house, and if you don't fucking like it, you got the streets. You got the street. You kick them out if they disobey. You don't let your daughter or son rule over you like that. Or they say, if you have a car, or else they grab your car, or else they didn't even ask you. Or else they grab your car and then don't return it for 24 hours. And you have to go somewhere with the car. Or else they didn't ask you. I mean, you let it be. I mean, they return the car. You say to them this. You grab the car one more time. Without asking me, you're on the streets. I promise you, I'll chuck all your stuff out the streets. And never come back. Understand? Because you don't allow people to rule over you. And now understand that some people are going to try to exert total power and dominance over you. And let's just provide an example. Or as the police over George Floyd, for example. And look at Jesus' example. Understand? I mean, they totally physically will beat you. And they will do anything to kill you. Because you said something or whatever. You don't allow it. You allow it. You understand? Because no matter what, you just allow it as Jesus now. I mean, if they're ready to kill you, you allow it. Although, understand that if you can fight, you fight. Understand? Although, understand that, for example, with my situation, with the people who are in the Navy, for example, I went around taking photos of the ships over there in the Navy private area, although I didn't know it was a private area, and I was taking photos from the outside of the fence. I was taking photos from outside the fence, and there's a no photo sign, or as the saying on the sign, you must not take photos. And I was taking photos, and now the guy shines the nice badge in my face and says, you must come with me. And now if I was to run away, approach that guy, start chasing me. Approaching now, they surrounded me, and they took me in. Understand? And that's exerting power and control over you. And now they went into my bag, or as they went into my laptop and everything, to see what's in all my technology, so that they can let me go free. Understand? And then what do? You just oblige in a way that you understand that you talk you talk it out, and say, this is that and this is that. I mean, this is what I have over here, and delete the photos if they ask you. I mean, just delete it, because you don't need the stupid boats. And they're not even called boats, because they're in your imagination anyway. So guess what? I realize that in imagination, I realize it's not even called that. Or they understand you just switch off in a way that you discontinue them in a way that you don't go unaware. So understand that you allow everything to happen, and you make sure that they don't put you in prison. Because if you don't oblige with them, I mean, they're going to send you to prison, and they're going to make you be there until you speak up. And now you may be totally honest, although they are unaware and they're egotistical. And understand that if they're egotistical, you speak up as much as you can so that they become aware. And then just leave peacefully. Understand? So that's called exertion of power over you, where 5-10 of them, who are the Navy or the police, put you in handcuffs and take you away. And you have to accept it. You understand? You have to accept it. And that's what Jesus means. You have to accept it. Although, understand, that is how Jesus felt in life. Where the Pharisees or the people from the past were divine beings too. You understand? You have to understand that no matter what, they were all divine beings. Although they took Jesus away at will. And Jesus had no choice. Whereas when you have no choice in life, whereas you accept it totally. You accept it. And don't fight back, because the police will kill you, or the Navy will kill you, or whoever has total exertion of power over you, where you have no choice anymore. You just accept it, and they'll be. You don't fight back, because they'll kill you. So save your life that way. You understand? I promise you now, if you fight back in that situation, I would never fight back in that situation where they gave me no choice. So People can dominate you in that way. And there are 50 of them and one of you. And the crowd around you is not going to help you. Or else that when you're in jail, nobody will come or else that when you're in jail, nobody will come and see you. I mean, let's just put it that way. And understand that when that's the case, nobody's there for you except you. So no matter how much your boys have your back, they really don't have your back. They're just lying. No matter how much your wife or kids love you, they'll never come visit you. Understand? They'll never come visit you. You may be saying that your wife and kids and everything started to visit you. That's because you have wife and kids. Understand? If you don't have kids, if you don't have wife and kids, nobody in the earth will visit you in life. Understand? If you just go to Jesus' lifestyle and you have no wife and kids, and you're 100 years of age, and all your family's died, and it's just you in the crowd now, nobody's going to come to your house where it's inside, although nobody else will come towards you in life. Because they all have families. You'll be alone. You understand? Whereas now, because you do have a wife and kid, and they have kids, and they have kids, and they have kids, I promise you that no matter what, I promise you they'll all come visit you. Because you're somebody in their life. Although when you're alone, and you don't have kids, or you don't have a wife, and you go alone throughout life, you always be alone. And you'll always be alone, even if you have a wife or kids around you. And understand that no matter what, then they'll never be there for you. Unfortunately, they'll never be there for you in the first place. Understand? Because the important thing is to remember this, that all you have is you in life. You never rely on other people to visit you anywhere. You never rely on other people to call you. You never rely on other people to message you. And you never rely on other people to grow you and teach you music production, and teach you software, and teach you media, and teach you anything. You just go and do it and learn it yourself. That's the best way. That nobody else is going to teach you the Bible unless you go to the church. That once you leave the church, in terms of that church, there's many churches in life. This is a church. The bathtub is a church. The dog is a church. Understand? Although understand this. That everything is a church. Understand? Everything is an image, and an image is a church. Although understand that if you go to a church where they're preaching the Bible, that's where you can learn about something. Although once you leave, you're on your own. So go pick up the Bible alone and study it alone and be a researcher of Jesus. And now when you're a researcher of Jesus, you're going to understand, you're going to be learning something. And then you learn and grow on your own. And you understand that nobody has your back in that. Nobody's going to do your videos. Who's doing my video now? I mean, who has my back? I. Or else nobody else will do my videos for me. Understand? So realize because of that nobody else has your back. Understand? Because nobody else is walking my shoes. Or else my shoes is Jesus' shoes. I'm going towards Jesus. So if a woman out there doesn't want to have kids with me, I'll win anyway. I'll win. Whereas if I have no kids in life, I'll go walk Jesus. Totally. With no kids. And no pleasure. And I understand where my life is going to be. Or else that if I ever go on a deathbed, or else it's just going to be me. And no family around me. Except I. Realize that people will just be going and treating other people in that hospital bed. And guess where I'll be? I will never even be in that hospital in the first place. I may be walking somewhere and I just fall on the floor and I die. I'd rather die like that than be in a hospital bed and die. Understand? I'd rather be going and walking on the street somewhere and just collapse. Understand? I'd rather die like that than having to be on the hospital bed for 1 month and die. I promise you. Because as soon as you go to the hospital, I promise you they'll never let you out. I promise you they will never let you out. So never go to the hospital to die. Understand? You never find me in hospital. I promise you that when you ask the question, how did Danny Milivojevic die? You'll find out that Danny Milivojevic never went to hospital to die. Understand? I promise you now, my name is not Danny Milivojevic. I'm not Danny Milivojevic. I promise you, Danny Milivojevic is a label that I use. I'm eternal life. I'm something that you cannot name. You cannot put a price tag on me. Understand? So realize that. You have to realize that when I realize that when I say that, you have to realize that when I say that, I disembark the ego. And I throw away the ego about Danny Milivojevic, because I'm not Danny Milivojevic. Whereas that if you call yourself your full name, and you really believe that is your full name, your ego has taken over you. Because that's not your full name. Whereas your name is something different. You cannot even describe what your name is. How amazing your name is. You understand? So never label yourself, because that's ego. Realize that if I call myself Danny Milivojevic, realize that's a label, and that's what ego does. Realize that if I call this a portable charger, realize that's an ego trip. Realize that's it. I realize that's the ego tripping. Realize this is not a portable charger. Realize now there's no label on it. I mean, what is it? I don't know. I realize it's just a tool. I realize now, I realize this, I realize it's not even a tool. I realize that's not a tool. Actually, that's something different. Actually, this, actually, I don't know what this is. I don't know what this is. So I don't label what that is. Because I understand that if you start labeling what everything is, you become more egotistical. So I don't know what this world is. I don't know what this is in life. I don't know what this is. I'm just talking something. Understand? I'm just talking. I cannot describe this world. Although you have to understand that it's much better to do so this way. Because if you describe this world, you will understand that you can never describe the world. You understand? I can do anything. I mean, let's just put it this way. I can do anything. I can try to describe it. And I can be the best describer of the world. Although God and Jesus will call it something different. And now you'll understand that everybody labels life. Although guess what? I never do. In terms of label life. I never label life. And guess what? You must never label life, although you must do something to succeed. So the best thing you can do in life is move on from your conversation and go and study and preach the Bible with everybody. And now, in that situation of Liverpool with the Tonga and Samoan people in terms of Islander, I just added to the equation. I added some length into it to understand that when one big family with Jesus Christ, although they pumped the music and they fucked me off, I realized they didn't want to continue listening to Jesus in terms of the Bible, in terms of what Jesus is and how Jesus went about life. Because they played the music on top of my Jesus gospel preaching. And that showed me that they're not interested. And there's no family there anymore. You understand? I realized we're not family. So I just left. Because their family, I mean the 50 Tonga and Samoa and black people are family. I realized they're all fat. I realized most of them are fat. You understand? I realized that's what they do. I realized most of the country is fat. You understand? I promise you. I realized chicken. I realized too much eating. You understand? Although understand that no matter what, that eating and pleasure is comfort zone. You understand? I promise you, it's comfort zone. So understand that no matter what you do in life, you stay away from the food and drink. And you become vegan and you'll look excellent. You understand? The best you can do in life is understand to never be offended about my words that most of the black people are fat. Because most of the black people are not fat. Although most of Samoa and Tonga and those Fiji countries are fat. You understand? Although understand that most of them are fat. Whereas now if you're offended about that, well, it's because you're fat. You understand? Whereas if you're offended about other people being fat, or else it's because you're fat. Or else if I call you a fat bitch and you're fat, you're going to get offended. Because that rings a bell in you. You understand? Whereas I've seen one of my friends, for example, who is not really my friend. I realize he's not really my friend. Although he's a person from the past that I've seen. And I see him, I realize he's muscular to the point of the shoulders, although his body weight here is like a plum. I realize it's like coming out. And he's not fat either. I realize that's steroids. I realize when you're putting steroids into you, I realize your guts start to pump up and they become fat. Although it looks like you're fat, although he's trying to bulk or something. Realize his abdomen is all the way up like a fat person. And I understand he doesn't drink alcohol. Realize it's steroids. Realize when you take too much steroids, realize your body looks like a lump. Understand? And then I could say, you're taking steroids there. Realize he gets offended. Or realize he gets offended straight away. You understand? So no matter what, you have to understand, you have to be honest. Understand? Although I just went about my life. I don't care about him. You understand? Because guess what? I care about him in a way that I'll help him. Although I don't have to follow him around. I don't have to hold his hand. I don't have to go to his house. I don't have to go call him. You understand? I care about him. Although I don't have to talk to him. Yeah. I'll give him all this information and I'll post it on YouTube and go and read it. And that's how much I care. I realize that somebody said that they will understand you ultimately for how much you cared in life. And I believe that it's Zig Ziglar who said that. Understand? That people don't know how much you care until you show them. You have to show them you care. And now if you show them you care, I realize the best way to do so is do some information products and give it to them for free. Whereas if you give them 500 hours of video content for free, you show them how much you care. You play the music all day long in their ears, you're going to show them how much you care. Although when some Asian guy comes and says, you do business, mate. You show me you go away from here. I do the business in the local restaurant over there. Understand? I have Asian customer. You understand? You get it? Because that person's old who came to approach me. And I promise you, that's how they talk. You understand? So no matter what, I promise you that no matter what, I just go in their face again. And I be playing the music all day long to tip them over in the way that they get violent. Because if you don't allow me to have freedom about me promoting my name and me DJing my music where it's free to do so, and you don't allow that, I promise you this world is not living. Understand? I promise you now, if you don't, I promise you now that if this world does not allow you to be free, I promise you it's not worth living. So go and be free and go and pump up your music in front of their faces so that they stab you. Understand? Rush you. And then fight back. Although if they really kill you, you forget it. Understand? Otherwise you accept the death totally. Understand? Although understand, you pump the music despite the Asian people around you or the small kids or the Tonga or whatever. And now you have to understand, you don't battle people with audio. I mean, that's stupid. You understand? And you definitely, such as a woman in Cairns, do not point to muscle and that you go for muscle in front of other guys. So if you're a woman in this video or a man, you don't point that you go, for example, you may understand that if you're a woman, for example, and speaking to another guy who's talking to you, although you tell him that you go for this muscle over here, over him, otherwise you look stupid. Understand? And if you're a guy, I realize it's the same case in this scenario in a different way. Although if you're a guy and you go to a woman, and you say, I go for this woman over here, and she has the abdomen, abs. I mean, I'll go for that. And I'll never go for you because I go for the abdomen, abs. I say you're disgusting too. You're a disgusting person. Understand? You rather choose an abs over a human heart. Understand? You rather choose a muscle of a man over a human heart. So get away from my life, please. I've had a woman who came up to me and said she goes for muscle over my heart. You understand? Whereas she goes for skin. Whereas she'd rather have skin in life. Whereas she goes for flesh. Whereas she loves the flesh. Whereas you get away from me too, if you're like that. So understand, no matter what, that I am that individual who understands these people. And if you go for muscle and money in life, you go for pleasures. Because money, in terms of plastic or anything from the outside world, is pleasure. Or you don't go that way. Because materials, in terms of life, in terms of the couch, is a comfort zone. You sit on the couch. First, it's comfort to sit on the couch. You don't ever sit on the couch. And now you see me sitting on the couch now. Although, what am I doing on the couch? I'm giving you content. So I can sit on the couch. I can sit on the couch. Although, you have to understand, it's a comfort zone to sit on the couch. You understand? And now, am I comfortable in this video? I'm not comfortable at all. You understand? I'm not comfortable because I don't give a fuck about the couch. I care about growing. I'm doing something to give you ideas. And now, if I just sat on the couch and I never gave you all of these ideas, and I never helped anybody, or it's called comfort zone. You see it? Or should now, you have to understand that possessions and materials is a comfort zone. And so is sex with other people and pleasure, in terms of food and drink, is comfort zone. So you don't need all that. Or should that what you need is Jesus. So the more you can prove to Jesus that you love Jesus, you love yourself. And now you need to do Jesus' work today. So you see this phone? I only have it in Jesus' name. Realize that this whole house, in terms of what's inside, although this outside house is not my house. Realize my house is inside the body. I live inside. I find the answers inside. I don't find the answers from the outside. I go inside out. Understand? So what I do is understand that I ask myself what's valuable in my life, and I bring it with me. And now you may be understanding that you probably believe that a plasma screen TV is valuable. Or it's not valuable. Or it's not valuable. Or that a plasma screen TV to come with you to Spain and France and everywhere around the world, I mean, it's too much to carry. Understand? So be smart to have a shoulder bag and with your electronics, and that's that, to travel the world. Because that's what's valuable. Although understand that you're more valuable than electronics and the shoulder bag. So bring yourself first. Bring yourself first, and not your wife first, and not your husband first, and not your kids. Bring yourself first, and then bring your technology where you can do some business. And now when you're doing business, you do Jesus' work only. You don't do any other work. You don't promote accounting companies. You're just saying that you're a failure. Although understand that you don't promote any other companies other than your face. You promote your face because that's what Jesus is. The more you go into you and love you and self-love with you, the more you understand Jesus. So promote your face everywhere. And now if you're promoting Jesus and not yourself, you have to understand now. I've seen people do this. I actually follow a page where they're promoting Jesus, or then they're not promoting themselves. And now I don't know if they're promoting themselves or not. You understand? Although they're promoting Jesus too. You understand? And now that's extra. Although understand that it's beautiful to do so. Or else it's beautiful to promote Jesus. You understand? So you can always do that. Although just make sure you promote yourself. You understand? Because if you don't promote yourself, but you promote Jesus, you will always promote yourself too. Understand? And that means to go promote other people. Whereas when you promote other people, you will also promote yourself. Understand? And now who do I promote? I promote Jesus in this video. I promote people. I promote I. So promote everybody in life. And that's how you understand that no matter what, that in the sum of a video, you can always grasp more content. You can always understand that you can live a life for free. You can always understand that you can speak and do your public speaking performance, even at home, when something may not go according to plan. Or to understand that your home is inside and it's not outside of you. Understand? Because the ideas that derive from life are coming from within and not from without. And now from without is called the outside world, where it's pleasure and plastic money, and you don't work for that. And you don't work for the possessions of the world. I don't care about this phone. I don't care about this stick, in terms of the selfie stick here. I don't care about my shoulder bag. I only care about it so that I can do Jesus' work. Yeah? Because I will soon let the selfie stick go. I'll throw it away. Understand? I'll throw away the Samsung A20. I'll throw away the Samsung A51 Galaxy that I have. I have two phones. I'll throw them both away. I realized that I have a Samsung A20 and the screen has been broken for 5 months. The screen's been broken. I realized that my phone is here. You can see it. You see the screen there? You can see it's broken. Understand? And you can see it. Although understand that I can still do work with this. I can do work and it doesn't affect my work. So I keep it. You understand? I'm smart. Because some people who don't have a business, or else once they break a screen, I see them trying to replace the screen right away, because they understand, or you have to understand that they do not understand that you can still work with this kind of phone. I can still work with it even though it's broken. Although I don't get offended about the broken screen. I don't be offended about that in life. You understand? Because those who need to replace the screen right away, I will never replace this screen. I mean, let's just put it that way. I promise you it's a $200 phone and I'll never replace the screen. And why? I'll never replace this phone. I'll never replace this phone. You understand? And you have to understand me. I'll never replace it because that's how valuable it is, even though it has a broken screen. You get it? Because I understand what I can do with it. I can do business with it. I can go on YouTube. I can read something. I don't even have to look at the screen. I can go and write something down. I can upload a PDF file teaching Jesus. I can write my quotes inside this really quickly. You understand? So I use it for business and giving ideas in life and gaining ideas. You understand? So no matter what, I understand how valuable this phone is, even though it has a broken screen. So never be offended when you break your screen today. You understand? Because understand why I never get offended, because I have a business to give you ideas about Jesus, about life, and to promote myself. Understand? Otherwise, those people who break their screen and they don't promote themselves or Jesus, I promise you they get so angry about this. I realize that they have to go replace this screen right away because they have no other business in life. You understand? I promise you they have to replace the screen. I will never replace the screen. I mean, that's a waste of money to replace the screen. I may as well get a new phone altogether. Although I don't even need a new phone. I just need a new iPhone. Understand? Because an iPhone can go with my Apple Watch. And that's that. Although this one here, I'll never replace it with another Samsung A20 to get a better screen. Whereas I deserve better. You understand? Because with that money, that's $200, I can get myself an iPhone. I can get myself a third phone. I use the power of variety. So if you ever need to go and replace a phone, you have to understand that you go and get yourself an extra phone and you keep the broken screen. Understand? You keep the broken screen and you use it for business. Understand? And now those who have to go and file for insurance and all that, you do insurance. You do all that. Although I understand that this phone has no insurance. So I keep it that way. Although I can throw the phone away now. I've got the money to get a new screen. Although I keep it this way because I understand the value that a broken screen doesn't make me angry. I realize that they get angry when they break their screen because they're egotistical. I'm not egotistical because I understand what this phone can do, even though when it's broken. In terms of I realize this is not broken. I realize what's broken is nothing. I'm not broken. Although the broken screen is broken in terms of my Samsung A20 Galaxy right now. You see? Because guess what? It doesn't offend me after 5 months. And that's how you test the ego. You test the ego this way. And you understand to never be offended when you may break technology. Or when somebody else breaks your technology, you don't get offended. You don't be offended. Understand? Although understand that if somebody tried to grab my stuff today off me, I will fight them. I will fight them and I will break their legs. I will break their arms. I'll break their nose and their teeth. Understand me? I'll rip their ear off. I'll grab the ear of my teeth and I'll rip it off. You understand? I can do that too. You understand? Because I have some self-defense. You understand? And why? I mean, why would I do that? I mean, why would you come and grab my stuff from me? I mean, why would you steal my stuff from me in the first place? I mean, why are you doing that? I'll break your arms, I'll break your legs. You understand? Because this work is for Jesus. I'll fight for Jesus. I fight and defend my stuff that's valuable and that I do for Jesus with my life. Understand? Russia, now, if 50 Samoa people attack me, I have a beautiful portable speaker over there. See? The portable speaker? I have a portable speaker and I have a portrait. Russian, that's Jesus' work too. Although that, I leave it for them. I leave it for them. I grab the shoulder bag. And now, if they get hands on my shoulder bag, I let it be. I don't go and get it. I just let them have it. I promise you now, I mean, why do I leave behind the portable speaker and the portrait? I mean, why don't I run with the portable speaker and the shoulder bag and also the portrait? Although it's all valuable, although what's the difference? Although, what is the difference? First, the portrait's so big to carry around while I run. I'll let it be. I just let them have $30. And also the portable speaker, I'll let them have $90. Because it's so big to run with. You understand? Although my shoulder bag is on me. Whereas my shoulder bag's on me, so I run with it. Whereas although if they get hands on it, and there's 50 of them who have my shoulder bag, I give them all my technology, and I fuck off. I go somewhere, and I get new ones. You understand? Because my life is not worth dying for the technology like that. Although I defend as much as I can, in terms of my technology, to make sure that they don't grab it. I defend it with my life. You understand? Although I understand that once they have it, I don't go to claim it. I let them have it. I realize that I'll defend it. So if it's on me, I realize if the shoulder bag's on me and you're trying to steal it from me, I'll fucking slap you. I'll slap you. I'll fucking do anything to break your arms and legs because it's still with me. You understand? I promise you, as soon as you take it away from me and you run away with it, I'll never chase you. I'll never chase you for it. You understand? Because I understand what's more valuable. I understand I'm more valuable than this stupid technology that I have in my shoulder bag. You understand me now? I promise you that when it's with me, or when I have to escape a fight or something like that, I will let you have the portable speaker and the portrait. I'll let you have it because I understand that I can run away with my shoulder bag. Although if you're fucking chasing me with a shot, if you're chasing me while I run away, I'll fucking stop and I'll fight you. I'll stop and fight you now. You understand? I'll stop and fight you because I'm running away from you. I'm not hurting you. Although you're chasing me. I'll stop and fight you right now because I'm not running from you again. You understand? And I'll fight you and I'll break your legs. You understand? And then, if I understand that I can run, I will run again. And if you chase me again, I'll stop again and fight you. You understand? So, I'll never leave the shoulder bag on the floor to fight you. Because I understand that one of your kahunas in life who's a pussy or a bitch in terms of, not a woman, although I understand that women are strong. I realize this type of pussy or wiener in terms of life is a little coward. Can come behind me and grab my stuff and run. Understand? So I don't put on the floor. I don't put my shoulder bag on the floor. I fight you with the shoulder bag. You understand? So no matter what, I'll break your arm really quickly. I'll just twist your arm as much as I can. I'll grab your arm and I'll twist it as much as I can. Understand? And you have to understand that no matter what, that if you somehow grab my shoulder bag and you run with it, I'll never chase you with it ever again. I'll never chase you for that. So understand that if you're trying to grab it and I can defend it, I will fly at you. I will fly at you, you understand? And you'll run. You'll run. Like this pussy wiener in Cairns. The guy tried to grab my stuff and I flew at the fence. And I knocked the fence with everything. You understand? And I didn't knock myself out. Although that person just flew 20 meters that way because I made a loud bang to really keep my stuff with me. You understand? Because the thief is trying to grab my stuff. So I defend my stuff as much as I can. Although when they grab it and they run with it, I'll never chase them. You understand? Because now it's different. You understand? So don't allow others to grab your stuff. I mean, if they grab it totally, you let it be them. You understand? Roshi, now, Jesus will not even fight for it. Roshi, Jesus will let them take it and let them steal it. Roshi, I will defend it with my life. Although when they steal it, I'll allow them to steal it. Understand? Although understand that Jesus wins. You just understand me now. That I can afford more. I can afford it. Although I understand that my life is more worthy than the shoulder bag. You understand? I realize that if you have, for example, a car and somebody grabs your keys in front of you and they have no gun pointing at you and they have nothing else, although they shoved you on the floor and they grabbed your keys, and you have a Ferrari, or you have kids for example, and now, for example, with kids is different, although let's say you have a Ferrari and they shoved you on the floor and they grabbed your keys and they just go and sit in your car and they just realize now you have a decision to make. I mean, you can allow them to just go off, or you can defend the car with your life. Realize now, for example, with that situation, realize that I don't even have a car. So I never even own a car in the first place. Understand? Although if I ever have to own a car and somebody goes to me to get my car, you have to understand, I understand this. I let them drive off with it. Understand? I let them drive off with the car. Actually, the car is different. Understand? The car is different. And the car is not really valuable in my life. Understand? Because I have the public transport, I have the train, I have taxi, I have Uber. I go with Uber. Understand? I don't own a car because somebody can steal your car. Although I understand that if I have kids in the car and somebody like a thief tries to grab my car, I defend them with my life. You understand me? I defend them with my life. I don't give a fuck about the car. You're not going to steal my kids away from me. You understand? I mean, my kids are valuable. I will fucking break your legs. I will die for my kids. You understand? I will die for my kids. You will not grab my kids with the car. You get with the car. I don't give a fuck about the car. Brushing my kids in the car, I'll fuck you up. I'll fuck you up. I don't care that you have a gun. I'll fucking go for you. You can shoot me 5 times. I'll fucking grab the gun off you. I'll shoot both of your legs. I'll make sure that no matter what, that you're going to prison, you motherfucker. Understand? So I don't know who you are. Although understand that you guys are not who I'm talking to. And understand that I am much better than what I said. Whereas I'm much better than what I said. Understand that no matter what, that I'm more spiritual. Understand? Understand? So defend your kids with your life. I mean, don't allow others to steal them away from you. I mean, they're your kids, and they're not other people's kids. So if they do steal, I realize if they steal your kids, I promise you that you may never see them again. I promise you. You don't allow your kids to get stolen by thieves, because you understand, you may not see them again. So you defend them with your life. And that's that. I realize that no matter what, I hope that you guys enjoyed my video here. I'll see you guys in the next video.